Good morning, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining me for our daily dose. And it's a little cold outside, so I decided to bring it inside. And I wanted to just share my morning with you a little bit. So, have you ever known anybody who was in a bad relationship? God forbid that it was you. Okay. And whether that be a business relationship, whether that be, with a group of other people, friends, whatever, whether that be in social media, or whether that be, somebody that you're spending your life with. It is all kind of the same in some very narrow but beneficial areas, and I'm going to talk about those in a minute. But I also want to, when you're in the process of going through that, I did it. Everybody else has. You think you're hiding it, right? You think you're not taking it out on the rest of the world while you're currently going through that. And folks, I'm not talking about having a bad day, because we all have those. I'm talking about being something that you have to live in on a semi-regular basis. And whether that's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, spouse, whatever, or business partner or friend, right? There are certain things that you have to establish in order for that to be a good relationship. And if it's not, you are inflicting the rest of the world one extension away from that relationship. And so, what I want you to think about, and I told you that last week I told you that I was going to be going over some relationship stuff. And so I've given it some thought through the weekend. And after talking with a few other people, it turns out that they want me to do a workshop. And I'm probably going to do it in the early part of February. But if you go to our Discord site, which there will be a link below that, you can find out more about it. But let me give you those 4 things. Okay? There's 4 legs, 4 pinnacles, 4 towers to a good relationship. And I call those the 4 mutuals. And that's mutual support, mutual consideration, mutual respect, and mutual agreement. Those are the 4. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a relationship with that? But there's one other person that you need to have the relationship with first. It's not your parents, it's not your sister, and it's not your brother. It's you. It's you. If you don't have that with yourself, if you don't have that understanding with yourself, if you don't have those meanings for yourself, it's almost impossible to hold that corral. It's like, okay, so you've all seen a corral, right? It's got 4 posts on it, and it's got rails on it, right? Going all the way around it. Well, imagine trying to hold up a corral without the posts, without the pillars. Things would literally go over the rails or go off the rails, or however you want to look at it, right? So the 4 mutuals is you have to establish that with yourself. And so, I mean, I have been counseling with people since 1982. And I have ran into families that were thankful, the kids were thankful that the parents finally broke up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years later, and I still know these people, the kids are happy that the parents did that, because now they could actually have a relationship that wasn't contentious at all times. And in a couple of cases that I know of, the father who went on and had a different relationship, and the wife who went on and had a different relationship, they can all get together like one big family reunion and have a wonderful time. But when they were in the process of living through not the 4 mutuals, not those, everybody was going through hell. And so they took the whole family to try and hold the rails together, right? So if you're in a business situation and you have partners and you have other people, and you don't have those four mutuals in place, how can your business succeed? How can you have a successful endeavor in your own life if you don't have those posts established for you? And I'm not saying that those four things are going to mean the same thing to everybody. But if you don't have an understanding of those four mutuals, how can you discuss it with somebody else? And how can you tell them, well, this is what I expect. This is what I consider consideration to be. This is what I consider respect to be. So if you're not getting that, if you want to learn more about that, then I don't know what I'm going to call this workshop, but perhaps you want to come and find out about it. Or at least, watch the replay of it in our Discord community. I'm going to do, it looks like it's going to be a in-place event, but also simulcast on the internet. So there's going to be kind of room for everybody. But anyway, love and light. Thanks for joining me for morning coffee. And I hope you have an awesome, there was one more thing I promised I'd go over. So I asked you last week, when was the best time to tell somebody that you love them? And no, it's not just before you have sex, okay? When's the best time? The best time for you to tell the person that you love them is before someone else does. Love and light. Have a great day.